So let's jump into a little bit of understanding what AI is in general and where generative AI fits into this whole thing. We're not going to go super deep into it. For those of you who want to really understand more, I have some other resources available if you want to go check those out in the resource area. But for this program, I wanted to keep it a little bit high level, give you just enough information so that you could sort of ground yourself in it a little bit, but also just take what you need and make it your own. So a definition of AI and generative AI. Artificial intelligence refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines. These systems are designed to think and act like humans, capable of learning, reasoning, problem solving, and adapting based on data. AI can perform tasks such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and language translation. It's pretty cool. When we talk about generative AI, that is a subset of the broader AI landscape. So if we look at this whole big field of artificial intelligence, we come down into a subset that's called machine learning, which was defined really by the computing method that was used to create this simulated intelligence. From there, we unlocked this level called deep learning. That was somewhere around 2016, I believe. I did a whole video on that in my AI Insights. You can check that out another time. Deep learning was really a game changer where AI was now able to learn from examples and then extrapolate to make new rules based on those examples versus needing to be programmed specifically with instructions on what it should or shouldn't do and how to classify different things. So this was a huge leap that made everything that we're experiencing right now possible. So that gave rise to this generative AI models. Basically, generative just means creating something. I'm giving you some context. You're taking that context, you're enhancing it in whatever way I'm asking you to do that, and you're sharing it back to me in a new sort of format, a new sort of way. It's generating something from the information I'm giving it. You can do text generation, you can do image generation, music generation, video generation, all sorts of different types of generative AI. For this program, I'm focused on text generation, so text to text, a little bit of text to image, but we'll get into that as we go along. Basically, what you need to understand is ChatGPT and these large language models fall under this generative AI models right now. Very quickly in the near future, we're going to start having these agentic models, which basically are models that you're going to be able to give a mission to, and it's going to be able to go and create the whole plan of action, troubleshoot it, and complete that mission with very little, if any, input from the human user. This is a field that's really being developed hard right now. We aren't going to necessarily get into this in that deeper sense, but what we're learning here with this intuitive prompt design is going to set you up with the ability to use those models as they become available, if you want to. So some examples of different AI applications in our everyday life. We're already using it. We've been using artificial intelligence for many years. Virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, things that set reminders and answer questions and control our smart home devices. We have recommendation systems like Netflix and Amazon and Spotify. We're using it in healthcare for diagnosing disease or predicting patient outcomes and also personalizing treatment plans. You're starting to see a lot of AI customer service chatbots. We're using it with finance to automate trading and provide personalized financial advice. And then, of course, we use it all the time with our GPS systems for navigation, real traffic updates, and route optimization. These are all falling into these AI models, largely these machine learning models that we've been using that are now moving into this deep learning sort of phase to get even better at what they were already doing. The time it took for ChatGPT to get to 100 million users was only 2 months. This was crazy fast adoption. If we look at Spotify, it took 11 years, and Netflix took 10 years to get to 100 million users. Facebook took 4.5 years, right? TikTok took 9 months. ChatGPT, 2 months to get to 100 million users. People want this, they're interested in it. This is a very new field, and you are super early to this learning journey that we're all experiencing, to this technological revolution that we are all experiencing right now. So by being a part of this program, you are an early adopter, and you are going to be ahead of 99.9% of people in the world using this technology. So the name of the workshop, Intuitive Prompt Design. What is prompt design? This refers to the process of crafting effective and specific inputs, which are called prompts, that the AI models can use to generate the desired output. It involves understanding how to phrase questions or statements to guide the AI so that it can produce relevant and accurate responses. A good prompt enhances the quality of the AI interactions, making the generated content more useful and coherent. These large language models are 100% confident in their answers, but they are not always right. At this stage in the evolution of this technology, human expertise remains super critical. If the effort that it takes to generate the output that you're getting is low, and it's really difficult to validate the output that you're getting, then the output falls into this category of sort of neglectful. But if you're putting a little bit more effort into generating a good output, and it's fairly easy to validate that the information you're getting is correct, then it's far more easy to trust that output and to use it with more confidence in whatever way makes sense to be using it. So some examples of prompting, it's all about the context. A very generic prompt is going to say, tell me about polar bears. You're going to get an answer that's going to be broad and vague and fairly shallow. Interesting, sure. Fun, perhaps. But ultimately, it's not going to be anything super earth-shattering. The better prompt is, describe the impact of climate change on polar bear populations and suggest ways to mitigate these effects. Why is this a better prompt? Because it provides specific context, the climate change. It asks for detailed information, the impact and mitigation strategies. And it's leading to a more focused and informative response. The generic prompt is too vague, resulting in a broad and potentially unfocused answer. Now, in this level 1, it's fine. Don't worry about the prompt structure. I'm just trying to explain what a prompt is here. I just want you to jump in and have fun with it. I want you to put in very generic questions at first. The whole point of level 1 is just getting in the tool, putting your hands on the keyboard, asking some questions, and moving on with your day. So generic responses at this point in your journey is exactly perfectly fine and encouraged, honestly. There's a lot of concern about AI replacing us, replacing the human component in our jobs, and all the changes that it's going to create for us in our labor market. It's true, it will, for sure. But more than anything, what I hope that you can take away from this is that AI is not going to replace you, but someone who uses it will. So by starting now, you are at the leading edge of learning generative AI, and that is setting you up to be a highly desired resource for whatever project you decide to pour your intention into.